back. I'm Aaron Lowe, and this is Master the Voice, and today's topic is mutational falsetto. We see this mostly in boys, post-pubescent boys, and it does happen in girls or female voice, but we can decipher it in boys so much quicker. And as we go from being boy to fully grown male, our vocal cords quadruple in size. So we end up at that point having a deeper voice, and it's a wider span of the pitch range between a young child and a grown adult. And so what happens is the voice in mutational falsetto gets locked in falsetto voice, which is a tension dynamic that makes the voice then lock in a high sound. And as I developed into a fully grown male, my voice would have went from around 180 hertz, maybe up to 240 hertz, down to 120 hertz. I've got my hertz playing in the backdrop, and it's in the low zone. So if I pulled out that number, it would be around 120 average. That's about the average of my speaking voice. But when it comes up here, I want you to see that my voice, if I'm mimicking falsetto, and a locked voice in falsetto would sound like this, where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, versus 1, 2, 3, 4, where my voice is showing as a lower sound now. The voice, when someone comes into me and they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22-year-old, whatever, they're not 8. They're already established, already growing. There's already been a huge growth spurt. But their voice is like this, like, "Hi, Aaron. I'm wondering, is my voice ever going to change? And I'm just wondering, is this going to be like my voice until the very end? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know. All of my friends' voices have changed." That voice got locked by generally emotion. It can be maybe connected to sickness and lung sickness and cough. But most of the time it's gone through an emotional event, something traumatic. And you see on YouTube sometimes, or on different places like Instagram or wherever, where people say, "Oh, I can hold my emotion laryngally or in my neck through my vagus nerve." There's a lot of vagal sort of ideas, I'll call them ideas, that there's ideas around vagal neuropathy, vagal problems. But this is a specific small branch of the vagus nerve that goes into the cricothyroids, and it ends up locking the cricothyroid area. So I want you to try an exercise. If you are a person that suffers with one of these problems that we talk about on Master the Voice, you can always contact me and link your questions below, and you know, when you ask a question, we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. The whole part of this is we want to try to get an exercise into you, see if you can fix this on your own. And the point of this would be to try to do a slide out of that falsetto on an ooh. So we're going to say who to drive a little bit of airflow first, and as I drive that airflow, my mind is thinking I'm falling. Sometimes I say, like, you're falling out of the sky. You jumped out of an airplane and you got a parachute on your back and you're falling, and your voice is going, "Ooh," and then it just lets go in that space. Now you might need to do 50 of them, you might need to do 300 of them, but as you drive that, your lips are pursed. Now, when I take on a case like this, I also do hands-on manipulation. I massage specific little areas in the voice box. I've got a method to do that and show you with other software that when we target the vocal area around the cricoid, those muscles will open up this space right here, and that voice will come back. So most of the time, in 1 to 3 hours, the voice returns, and we have that voice back, It can take on a little bit of tension from the side wall. It can take tension out of this area and a muscle called the inferior pharyngeal constrictor. But most of the time it's correlated to a lockup of that musculature in the lower larynx. It can come from crying and different things that are created by sickness. But I do think that it's very fixable very quickly, and it takes that person and puts them into their true voice. And once we get our true voice, we have vibration, and we can follow that vibration, and it really adapts the behavior. So I really feel like this is something important for us to see. If you know someone who has this problem, if you've run into these issues yourself, link below, click subscribe, do what you need to do to find a way to connect to me, and then we'll see if we can help you as quick as possible. But mutational falsetto is real. It's something that's affecting a lot of people in the world, and there's just not enough of us that are targeting it as a therapy. It will be very quick to change, and we should be able to help you quickly. Thanks a lot, everyone.